Hello, everyone, and welcome to the KCK Inspiring Moments with Kaylin radio show. I am your host, Kaylin Jean-Louis, and I am so excited to be on the air with you all today. I hope everyone is having a great day. You've taken time to relax and you're simply enjoying your day. I hope that the heat hasn't been too bad for you. I don't know what's going on with this heat wave, but the humidity, the rain, it's just that weird summertime where everything is just everywhere. But besides that, I hope that you're doing well. This month is Men's Mental Health Month, and I hope that not just the men, but especially the men are taking time to really take care of your mental health. As I always say, make sure you're taking care of yourself, not just physically, but also mentally. It's okay to talk to somebody and take care of your body because you only get one of them. So make sure the things you put into it, the things you do with your body, everything that you do, make sure you're being mindful of your health. I also encourage you to download the Hallelujah 95.3 app so that you can listen to this show on the go on your electronic devices. And I also ask that you tag somebody so that they can listen to this show right now because we're going to be giving out some great information. I'm so excited for today's topic of conversation. It's something that I've been promoting for a few months now, and I'm just really excited to bring it to the air. So like I said earlier, this month, the month of June represents quite a few things, but the one that holds the most importance to me in my heart is that June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. And for those who are unaware, Alzheimer's disease is a progressive neurological disorder that affects memory, thinking, and behavior. It's the most common cause of dementia. And while it primarily affects older adults, the impact extends to younger adults, families, and caregivers as well. As a caregiver for my grandmother, I've seen its effects and I've learned the importance of being educated on the disease. And so today, I want to dedicate this radio show to talking about an event coming up in the community. And the goal of it is just to do exactly what I just said. I have the honor of having my mother on and fellow caregiver Priscilla Jean-Louis with me today to discuss the 2024 Alzheimer's Awareness and Education Conference hosted by Kaylin's Konnection and my favorite girl in Alzheimer's. Welcome to the show, Mom.
Hello there.
I will give you the space I know this is not a new space for you because they've heard your voice several times, but I will give you the opportunity to introduce yourself to any new listeners.
Absolutely. So I am Priscilla Jean-Louis, and I am Kaylin's mother. That is what most people now refer to me as. Hey, you are Kaylin's mother. But absolutely, I am more than Kaylin's mother. I am the founder of My Favorite Girl and Alzheimer's, the social media platform, as well as the podcast. I am a podcaster for My Favorite Girl Caregivers Corner podcast. And I am the mother of Kaylin as well as Destiny, my two beautiful daughters, and just one who is very passionate about caregivers and passionate as well about Alzheimer's. So thank you so very much, Kaylin, for allowing me to be on your radio show once again.
Of course, you are my number one supporter, momager. Everybody knows that anywhere I'm at, if I'm speaking or I'm doing something, you're probably gonna find my mom right there.
Right there.
But this is an event that we've been putting together, the 2024 Alzheimer's Awareness and Education Conference. And like I said, it's hosted by Kaylin's Konnection. I'm sure you all have heard so much about that because I talk about it all the time. But Mom, can you share a little bit more about My Favorite Girl in Alzheimer's and kind of why you started and what you've done with the organization?
Absolutely. So I started My Favorite Girl in Alzheimer's back in, I believe it was 2017, 2018. And I started it as a platform on Facebook at first because those that have talked with me, my mom, if you've been on my platform at all, my mom just happens to say some very hilarious things, or she did prior to this. And so I often say that she really should have been a comedian. She was a professional tailor and had an alterations business and all of that. But she really could have made a lot of money if she had just gone and been a comedian as well. And so in the earlier stages of the dementia, she would just say things that would just be hilarious. And so what I started doing, just the Holy Ghost spoke to me one day and said, make ministry out of the moments. And so, from that point, I'm like, okay, we'll do that. And so I started the Facebook platform, and I started off by sharing what I coined to be mama moments. And those moments were just different things that she would say that I would just basically post, as a conversation so that people can actually feel the conversation. I would kind of set the scene of what was going on at the time when she said it, and I would post those mama moments, and they were funny. And it was to the point where people were almost like waiting for me to post the next moment. And so then as we continued to do that and she began to progress, there were some things that started happening that weren't so funny. And so what I started doing at that point is I would post those, what I would also call the not so funny mama moments. And it was those things that were happening at the time, that I would share depending on what it is. And so, I've never posted anything that would take away her dignity, but it also became a platform where I wanted to also be able to educate other people regarding what Alzheimer's and dementia, what that looks like, what it looks like as a caregiver, what it looks like as a daughter, and helping people to understand that, if they were on that journey, they're not alone. And so that's kind of how it started, and it's blossomed into something so much more than that, I'm very proud to be able to share so that, we're able to bring awareness, because a lot of people just don't know. Not that they don't know what it looks like, they recognize something is going on, they just don't quite know what it is. And so that side of being able to educate people, and then also being able to strengthen, I've self-coined myself, as well as other people, self-coined myself as an inspirational caregiver, because that's my passion, is to be able to inspire people to care. So that's kind of how
Yeah,
it started.
that's very cool. And y'all, of course, I've had the opportunity to see all of that firsthand. Even just watching everything with our caregiving journey getting started. And the one thing that I love about us being a mother daughter caregiver duo is that we've always been transparent and honest with sharing with the world the things that we've done and had to deal with, the challenges, the highs, the lows, everything that comes along with caregiving. And I think that we've done a great job of being able to kind of let people into our world. But that's exactly what this conference is really about, because of the fact that we've had so much of just years of years, of course, with my mom mainly. She's learning more about Alzheimer's, learning the signs, recognizing different things to see whether my grandmother's progressing in another stage, or being able to even have people that call on her and ask her for advice, or get some more just guidance and support from somebody else who's a caregiver. Over the years of us just being able to help other people, even with me with Kaylin's Caring Connection, how I have the Youth Care 2 movement, and I've been able to connect with other youth caregivers. We both are extremely passionate about increasing the community of caregivers and allowing people to really understand that there are people out there that support them. That's why we want to give information, and we want to allow people to get into the world of Alzheimer's, especially if you're not a part of it. Because when you have those, everybody knows Alzheimer's is something that you are hearing more and more every day. And the more and more you know, the better it is. And so we talked about, and you shared a little bit about you being a caregiver for Granny, but how has it impacted your daily life? What were some of the most rewarding aspects that you've had so far caring for Granny?
I think that the impact has probably been more than I ever imagined it would be. Definitely, I just realized today, just in having a conversation with someone else, that I actually started this journey at 42. And I don't think many people actually just sit back and say, hey, when I grow up or when I get older, I just want to be a caregiver. There are not many, maybe some, but not many people set that as a goal in their life. And so, of course, it brought about a drastic change for me where, I was able to do a lot of things. I was very active in ministry, very active, just doing different things that I wanted to do. Well, that changed, right? That totally changed. And it really changed, because not only did we have Granny, but a year after moving in with Granny to care for her, we also ended up with Grandma. So we had two simultaneously that we were caring for, which was a greater impact. And I can say that even in caring for both of them, I think the greatest reward that I've gotten from all of it is being able to glean, even though the memory is not there, there are still certain things that they do remember. I think, even when it came down for grandma, when she was here and she passed away 2 years ago, but even in caring for her, one of the things that I got to see firsthand, because, I grew up in church. That's a lot of all I knew was church. And a lot of my background and my foundation with God came from Granny and Grandma. And so, watching Grandma being in her 90s, church mother all my life, never late to church, ever late to church. Being able to see that even though her physical mind was affected, grandma still every single day, and you can attest to this, every day she woke up every day saying, hallelujah, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I mean, all day. That's how she got up in the mornings, and that's how she went to bed at night. And so being able to really witness the fact that, what, no matter what the enemy or life or health does to the mind, it couldn't affect her spirit. Her relationship with God was still intact. And so that was so rewarding for me, just to be able to sit back and to witness the fact that, man, even though this has happened, she has never forgotten God. And it's the same with Granny. There are days when Granny will still say, help me, Lord. Lord, help me. Or she'll say, I just want to be saved. That's rewarding for me, right? To be able to recognize that in all of it, God still has a center place. And so that helps me, even in those moments, just to recognize that God's his grace and his presence, his spirit is still there. And I think that has to be one of the most impactful things for me.
Yeah, I definitely can agree. And I think even for myself, just being able to help them, and especially when we were helping grandma and granny at the same time, like a lot of people probably are like, ooh, that's a lot. It definitely had its fair share of needing a balance and different challenges. But I'm just very happy that I've been able to serve them and care for them, even because of the fact of how much of a caring heart both of them have, especially Granny. She just, that's her all day, every day. And she inspired all of us, between everyone in the family, to do things with our lives that inspire people, that care for people. And we just have that heart for people. And I think that just being able to not even just serve, but even having the motivation to post about things and to be able to share resources with other people, that's something that's rewarding to me, because it's another way for me to pay it forward and be happy that I'm in this position where I can give people knowledge. Even when I have friends in different things, a lot of people know with COVID, some people were placed in the role of caregiver, whether it was temporary or if it lasted for some time. And I've even had friends who said, hey, I had to end up caring for my grandmother for a week, or I'm caring for my grandmother right now, or someone in my family. Can you give me some tips? Can you help me with this? Because they've seen me in that light. And I'm just happy that I'm able to be that voice to help my friends and different people I know. And that is what the conference is about. We're going to talk more now so about what's going to happen at the conference, because it is on June 22nd from 9:30 to 3:30 p.m. at Destiny Church Tallahassee, and we are looking forward to a lot of the things that are going to happen. We mainly want to educate our faith-based community so that they can have the resources and the tools and everything they need to fight the fight against Alzheimer's. We want everyone to be educated, to be knowledgeable. And Mom, if you can share some more, what are the main goals of the event? What are some of the things that people can expect to see at the conference?
Absolutely. So, as you stated, our target audience is the faith-based community. This event is for everybody. It's for every reason why we geared it towards the faith-based community is because I have so many people that have followed our journey on social media and then with the podcast. I have people that follow me, and a lot of the people that reach out to me, and I get several people throughout the course of a month that will call me and ask. I just actually spoke with someone just Tuesday of this week. Somebody gave me a call because they needed resources. And so I get so many people that contact me and they want to know, what to do. I've seen what you're doing, the resources, how do you get these services, what have you. So because so many of those people were coming from churches, different churches, people that know me from church, some in the community, but the great majority of them were people from different ministries, people that know me that will have, hey, I know somebody, call her. And so because of the fact that I work full time, I have granny full time, I'm a full time, momager, all of that. I just don't have the capacity to go to every ministry that calls. And so we thought about it and said, you know what? Don't have the capacity to do it, but we do have the capacity to bring everybody into the same space. We can bring together as many churches as we can, and put them in the same space with these agencies who actually have the resources and have the materials and just the information that's needed. And that way everybody can get the information at the same time. So that is how this came about. And so with that, because I'm very connected with a lot of these organizations, and so I was able to reach out to them up front, and everybody that I talked with gave an immediate yes, let's do this. And so we're super excited about that. And so what can be expected? We have several organizations. We have the Acts 2, the African American Alzheimer's Caregiver Training and Support Organization Agency. They'll be there. We have the Alzheimer's Project, who will be there. We have the REACH program off of FSU's campus, Big Bend Hospice, TMH Memory Disorder Clinic, and TMH Memory Disorder Clinic. They will actually also, in addition to presenting at the conference and talking about their organization and the resource that they will also be doing free brain screenings. And so you can come, you can get a brain screening right there on site. We have the elder care services. They'll be there. The Alzheimer's Association, Tallahassee Walk to End Alzheimer's. They'll talk about that. Those that follow our journey, Kaylin and I are very involved in the Walk to End Alzheimer's. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit and how you can get involved with that. We also have Big Ben's transition support. They'll be there. We also have Kima Jones and her organization, her healthcare agency organization. She's going to be there. She's going to be presented. And we'll also have several organizations that will also be tabling. We don't have the because this is just a 1 day, 6 hour conference, we don't have the time to allow every single person to speak or agency to speak, but we will have them there that will also have information. And so, we got the free brain screens. We also have virtual stimulation for dementia tour that'll be going on. I'm very, very excited about that because with this particular tour, those who would want to will have this tour going on all day long during the conference, where you can actually do the virtual stimulation, and it gives you an opportunity to kind of see what it's like. If you have a loved one that is living with Alzheimer's or one of the other dementias, you're able to kind of see what they deal with on a daily basis, how they're living their life. And you get to see what that's like. And I appreciate that, because I think sometimes when we can understand better what our loved one is dealing with, you become even more compassionate towards it. So I'm excited about that. And then I think the most exciting part for me as a caregiver, the second half. So we'll have a mini series, mini speaker series going on at the top of the top half of the day. So these agencies will actually be talking about their particular agency and the resource that they are in the community and the services that you are able to take advantage of. And this is all free, right? These services are not paid services. These are agencies that offer free services to you. You're talking about volunteers. Some of these agencies offer volunteer services. You're a caregiver, you need some extra help. You just need a break. You need to be able to just step away and breathe for a little bit. Some of these agencies, at least two of them for certain, three, they offer volunteer services. And so you want to come, you want to get that information, right? All types of help that is out there, and all of this is free. Some of them you do have to qualify for, but once you qualify for it, it's a free service. And so we want you to come take advantage. But the other side, second half of the day, we're going to have a caregivers panel discussion. We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
caregivers that are going to be on that panel. Kaylin's going to be a part of that panel because she's going to come from that youth caregiver perspective. We have a past caregiver that's going to be on there. We have a male caregiver. I love that because, we want other men to see that there are men out there who are taking care of their parents, who are taking care of their wives, and what it's like to be a man in that role, taking care of your mother. So we have a male caregiver. We have a grief counselor that's going to be on there. We have a mental health counselor that's going to be on there. So we're excited about the panel. And that panel is going to be moderated by none other than Nicole Everett with Conversations for Nicole. So this is going to be a great event. We're looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm very excited. We're actually about 14 days away. So
Yes, and we are getting closer and closer to that date. As y'all can tell, this is not something that was just thought about. We have intentionally and strategically planned out all the aspects of this conference because we really do want people to get all the information that they can. There's so many different aspects to Alzheimer's, to caregiving, that so many people don't see, don't understand, only know the surface level of. And we really want you to be brought into this world because these are different things. Of course, in the faith-based community, when you have people at your churches who may be dealing with this, but even just being human, even when it comes to the brain screen, I know some people may shy away from it because they may not want to know that information right now. But y'all, it's so important that you recognize stuff early, that you're able to detect these things, that you look through your family history to see if this is involved in there, because it's not even just about it being hereditary anymore. There is a
right.
sense people are getting it even just from the foods that are being eaten or the different dieting exercises. There's so many factors to Alzheimer's that we have to be aware of, especially as minorities. And so I really want people to come out, especially youth. I know you may be thinking, well, I don't know anything about caregiving. It's a very good thing for you to be there, especially my college students, because those who may be in nursing or getting into pre-med, these are going to be your future patients who you may need to understand more information about, different ways to communicate with them in those situations. For those who are even college students and you're not in the STEM field or nursing, these are still, this is it. Alzheimer's does not discriminate on who it comes to, and you never
No.
want to be in the position where you're not aware of what to do, have the resources, and so you never know. You want to be prepared just in case one of your loved ones is diagnosed with the disease, so that you have the information. And we really, really want people to come out there. Registration is $15, and we want people to get registered. It includes lunch. And if you want to come with a organization or your church, you can do $125 for up to 10 people. And so we want as many people to be there as possible. The price is very reasonable because everybody will pay those different things for food, and we spend just that every day or more than that on groceries. But it's really, really great information. You're going to get resources. There's going to be pamphlets, different things out there. We really just want people there because we want to see the impact. We want you to be educated, and we want you to be able to win the fight against Alzheimer's.
And Kaylin, let me say this. I want to also iterate as well. This is not a conference just for those who are caring and those who it's already impacted. Even if you're not directly impacted, I'm telling you, it is very good to get the information because, as Kaylin said, you just never know, you know. And this is happening so frequent, so much frequent now. And not only, is it happening to older people, we have now begin to see that there's been an increase in early onset. And what do we mean by early onset? That's people that are 65 years and younger. We're starting to see cases now of people that are in their 40s that are all of a sudden coming down or being diagnosed rather with dementia. Alzheimer's is just a form of dementia. There's several different types of dementia. Alzheimer's is just the one that's most frequently diagnosed. And so I would admonish you, whether you are a caregiver or not, whether or not, you've been directly impacted, come out and get the information. I guarantee you that everybody that's listening, you either know somebody who has been impacted, whether they're in your family, your friends, somebody somewhere that's been impacted by it. So we are open. This is open to everybody. Everybody can come and they can take advantage of this opportunity to learn and to get educated and become aware of what it is. And like I said, it's been around a long time. People just didn't know what it was. And so now that we're starting to know, let's come out and help to educate ourselves. Kaylin alluded to it earlier, especially African Americans. We are at a 2 times greater rate of being diagnosed with Alzheimer's or another form of dementia. And if you are a woman, you have an even greater risk. So let's learn about it, get the education we can get, and let's do what we can do to take care of us and our loved ones.
We have to. All we have is each other, and that's why we've offered it to the community. We didn't want to just keep this for something limited to a few people. We want as many people to come because it really is one of those events where we just want to educate. We want you out there, and we want to see you there. I'm going to be getting content all throughout the conference, and so even if your experience, there's going to be so much time. But if you want to register, you can either visit my mother's website, which is www.priscillajeanlouis.com, or you can visit my website, www.Kaylin's Caring Konnection. And on both of those websites, the registration will pop up and you're able to register based on the information on the form. We do want you to remember, again, it's $15 to register. We want everybody to be out there. We're going to have a good amount and group of people, and we're looking forward to simply being able to make an impact. But y'all, that was really what I wanted to talk about with this show today because it's so important. My mother and I have probably one of the most moving brains, like a lot of people, is always constantly moving. We're always constantly thinking, but I'm so happy that we're able to host this together and really make change in our community. Thank you so much, Mom, for being a part and sharing more information about the conference. To hear more, y'all got to come out because we're going to be talking about a lot more things. But one announcement I do want to make before we get off. I know I announced it way back when, but this Saturday, actually at 6 today, Miss Emanuela Allerton will be having her musical theater production, The Pieces of Me. Y'all, please go support her. She's doing great things, and I just am looking forward to see where she goes in the future. But y'all make sure y'all support her and all of her efforts. And I ask that you connect with me on all my social media platforms. You can go to the website, www.kaylinscaringconnection.com, to find the YouTube called Inspiring Moments with Kaylin, the Instagram at Kaylin Cares 15. You can follow me on Facebook at Kaylin's Caring Connection. And I hope that you connect with me. But by all means, before I wrap the show, I always want you to remember that you are loved, you are enough, and you matter. Don't let anyone tell you any different. And thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next KCK Inspiring Moments with Kaylin radio show. Until next time, be blessed.